Good afternoon. The fourth round of trilateral talks at political level with Russia and Ukraine on the long-term transit of gas through Ukraine after 2019 took place here in Brussels today, 28th of October. European Commission Vice President Maroš ŠEFČOVIČ, who hosted the talks, is here to present the outcome of today's talks. Vice President?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to everyone. As you just heard, we just concluded the fourth round of trilateral talks at political level on the long-term transit of Russian gas via Ukraine to Europe as of next year. And my main message today in all our meetings, bilateral and trilateral, was that the time is flying, and given the date, there is and there must be a clear sense of urgency. Therefore, I appeal to everyone around the table to be as constructive as possible. Unfortunately, I have to say that I'm disappointed by today's outcome, and I say this very openly. I had prepared today's trilateral talks in a way that should have allowed us, if there was a political will on all sides, to see a positive progress. Our objective was to arrive to common understanding on key principles regarding the future transit of Russian gas via Ukraine. By that I mean the clear understanding that the future transit contract would be based on the EU legal foundation. I hope that today we can have more conclusive discussion on tariffs and how they are set according to the new methodology which was just adopted by Ukrainian regulator and which is fully compatible with the European standards. I believe that we could have orientation discussion on the volumes of the future contract. I was also putting on the table the suggestions for the duration of the contract, and also I underlined the importance about the need to conclude and sign as quickly as possible the interconnection agreement between Ukraine and Russia on the gas transit. I listened very carefully also to the Russian side in our previous meetings, and also I was studying carefully the outcome of the meeting on the senior experts which took place a few days ago, and I understood that for Russia there is very important issue to find a solution to the Stockholm and anti-monopoly decisions, as well as potential volumes of the direct gas sales to Ukraine. I have to say that the parameters which I presented been acceptable to Ukrainian partners, and they've been ready to engage on this discussion. Unfortunately, after a very lengthy discussion and mutual explanations, the Russian delegation was not prepared to do the same, and I would like to underline at this moment in time. So what next? As I told you today, I am disappointed, but I'm certainly not giving up, because I think toward the end of the meeting we have, I believe, better understanding how we can progress to the future, what needs to be done, and also I am still 100% convinced that there is the possibility for a balanced solution for all parties. So what we agreed in our closing round of trilateral discussion was that we would intensify to the maximum the contacts among ourselves, at first on a bilateral basis between the companies and between the ministries and the administrations. And I offered the possibility, which was welcomed by both Ukraine and Russia, for subsequent expert meeting where we can still clarify some of the technical issues like booking, like the methodology for tariff setting and other implications of the application of European law into the Ukrainian transit mechanism. And I also offered the the possibility for the next round of trilateral talks on ministerial level, which also was accepted by all parties, and we will be looking for the date in November. I would plea for date which should be coming to our calendaries and agendas as soon as possible, but I would like to have such a meeting well prepared, where we would have reasonable chance for the success. So my appeal to all sides is to really use, I would say, every day, every minute for intense bilateral discussions between the countries, ministries, and the companies, because 1st of January 2020 is around the corner, and we, I think, know the issues, know the problem very well. I believe that we also feel where the solutions are. We just need to demonstrate political will and art of compromise to find the balanced solution for everyone, which I am strongly convinced is possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vice President. We can turn to your questions, starting with Polish Press Agency.